It is June 27th, 2014. Today I'm going to talk about bless the unresolved karma that is surfacing in your life now. As we go through this cusp of transition from what we'll call the old world to the new world, the old world of duality and the new world of oneness. As you can imagine, there's quite a transition period. But nevertheless, there is a constant impact within this period of transition, in this time of being upon the cusp of the new age. And within this transition period, we all must experience our unresolved karma, especially if we intend to be on this great path of enlightenment. If we intend to vibrate with what some are calling the fifth dimensional realm of our future. If we intend to vibrate with that of the source, vibrating in states of love, peace, harmony, forgiveness, unconditional love, non-judgment, caring and sharing, and mercy, then we must allow karma to spiral forward into our lives, into our events, into our relationships, and as they arise, we will be surprised by what comes about. You may say, am I really back here where I was years ago, experiencing the same problem, the same issue, same problem in my relationship, same problem in myself, in my business world, in my outside world? Well, yes, this is what very likely could happen. Then you may say, well, I've been walking these steps of enlightenment and now I'm back here. I didn't gain anything. Well, it's not the way it works. You gain much. Maybe you went to the university and you excelled in science and math, but you put aside English and your English is still back in high school level, or vice versa, your math is back in high school level. Now you need to get those back up to date. Well, you can't just start at university level. You got to go back to high school level, math or English, whatever it might be, and start from there and then learn and catch up over time. This is the same as karma. If you're even listening to this, you are a light worker. And that means you are on the path of enlightenment, and you have excelled in many, many areas. So what have you left behind? What is unresolved? What is buried? Either in lies or in an unawareness of what you did. Or what did you do that you didn't forgive in yourself? What did you do that someone else never forgave? And how do we deal with that? How can we truly be enlightened? If we are affected by somebody else's judgments and condemnations by our past behavior, we can't truly be there. You can't be walking the path of light. Maybe you're in a crowd and people come to hear you speak, and then somebody walks up, oh, I remember you. You're the one that did this to me. That was terrible. And all of a sudden you start getting nervous and freaking out because you remember you did that. Well, then you're not there, are you? You see, when you're truly there, you have resolved and dissolved the past in every way. And you have come to the realization that the only true you is the true you in the present. And if somebody walks up to you and they had a problem with you in the past, something that you did or they did, just say, I bless you for that great experience of being a step upon who I am now, of being a piece of the puzzle of who I am now. Thank you for playing that role. Well, the person might turn around and say, well, I'm still hurt by what you did. Or maybe I'm still hurt about what you did to yourself. Then you can only look at that person and say, as real as the past is, in the trueness of self, it is but a great classroom, a semester finished. And that all that exists in me and you is this present moment, is the now. And right now, the emotions that are surfacing from what you're calling the past experiences is your present lesson in your path. So step outside of yourself. Blend with the Holy Spirit, the source, the love and light of all. Look back at yourself and see that cloud, a darkened cloud of anger, of regret, of blame, whatever it might be. And bless it. And say, you are no longer needed in my now experience. You may move on to the beautiful light and love. And watch it dissolve as you may instantaneously resolve this matter and no longer allow thoughts arise about what you can say about it, what you can blame about it, what you're right about it, what you're wrong about it, what they did, the detail, the experience, what somebody did, what whoever is involved. Let it go. Let it go. We cannot be pure if we're holding on to any emotions that are not pure. It's very simple. Allow yourself to be in present moment. That Saint Germain calls the pleasant moment. You see? Pleasant. Why? Because we are meant to be in the Garden of Eden. And not picking up guilt or finding out we had sex and it was wrong. That's a bunch of garbage. Sex is good. Sex with love. Sex with the knowing, the awareness that all is one and all is Holy Spirit. Sex with the devotion of all Holy Spirit around us. Sex with integrity. So when you've made a commitment or a promise to another, you keep the promise. If you have no commitment, then the commitment is with yourself. About choosing your experiences in a way that you know they're pure. No, you don't have to get married. The angels did not create the contract of marriage. The contracts that they see are contracts that we sign before we come into this existence. Contracts we sign as souls. Soul agreements that maybe we'll come into this life, meet and marry. Or maybe we'll have a soul agreement, a contract with another. We will come into this life and be with each other for 3 weeks. It's all okay. If this is the experience that you need. But what not is okay about that? What is not okay is to dwell just on the senses of pleasure. And if you do this, then you will endeavor too much into the pleasures of sex. Or, in other cases, you will endeavor too much in the pleasures of eating food. For all must be truly balanced. You are a balanced wheel that must find its path in life without struggle and find the ease of life, as Buddha has called it when he talked to my beautiful Marina and I. So yes, now is a time of servicing past unresolved karma. We are seeing it on a global scope. We're seeing it at this time in places like Ukraine with Russia, where unresolved karma is surfacing and it needs to be played out. We're seeing it in the Middle East and other places around the world. There are different collectives in the world. We are the one collective, the oneness of Source. It's all the universe and all of Source. We are the human collective of the humans in this planet. And the human collective has unresolved karma. Then we are, collectives of countries, collectives of regions, collectives of ideologies, of religions, of thought processes. We are collectives of corporations, collectives of individuals that may be vegetarian, that may be activist, that may be in a political party. A collective of communities, a collective of friendships, groups of people they call a group of friends. Maybe they went to school together, they worked together, and there's a collective there. Then, of course, there's a very minute collective of family, or just the relationship between mother and son, father and daughter, husband and wife, sister and brother, cousin and cousin, uncle and nephew. You see? These karmic relationships and patterns will now work themselves out. You're not falling backwards because you're experiencing something that occurred years ago. Again, you must make this step backwards to make your 2 steps forward. If you don't make the step backwards and spiral through this while understanding truly what it is, then there will be no forward stepping. There may be backward stepping, because you've reached this plateau. That plateau is basically a cliff surrounded by faith. And now you're ready to dive off into the unknown, or the known, if you have the true faith that everything around that cliff is the same of what you're standing upon. It is the safety net of the ground that you are upon. You are upon. It is Source. It is Holy Spirit. It is the energy of all oneness. And I'm not telling people to physically jump off a cliff. I'm asking people to jump off the cliffs in your consciousness and take a leap of faith into the belief that all is one, we're all safe, and there is nothing but love and joy, and enjoy this joy. And to do that, you must resolve your conflicts with yourself, with others, with the groups, with the collectives, your relationships, and most of all, within yourself and the relationships that are closest to you. Find the path of least resistance in resolving these. These issues do not need to be relived, and the full details and the account of them does not need to be said once again, and the whole list of what a person did does not need to be repeated. Bring the emotions and the pattern of karma into the now, not into the past, and find the resolution in the now. For it is the injuries that we have nursed up until the now moment is really what matters. Heal those injuries, those pains, those frustrations, those blames. Heal them now. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. No longer judge others for what they had done in the past. Bless all experiences. Bless the other. Bless yourself. And ask. Pray that this may be resolved. Ask for help from the great angels, from the great Source. Be receptive and say, I am willing to let this go. I am willing to receive your help and assistance. I am willing to find the purity of love and Source. And be that. They can hold you. They can hold your hand. They can support you. But they cannot experience your karma. They cannot live your karma. What they can do is give you a very quick way of resolving it and a very quick way of dissolving it so that it will be gone. And now it'll become a memory of you getting a great grade, maybe an A or 4.0, whatever you want to call it, in the class that you maybe retook. You retook math, you retook English, you took it again. And so now your memory of that classroom is that you did very well. You passed it. So let it be the past. And take that with you, what you've learned, into the present, where there'll be a greater you. A you that is ready to take the leap of faith into the unknown and let that future unfold piece by piece. And let the new you experience it with the purity of joy. Because beautiful ones, that's why we're here. Of course we're here to learn through the karma. But ultimately, we're here to experience heaven on earth, to experience the joy in all things. The joy of our relationships, the joy of our sex, the joy of our food, the joy of our entertainment, the joy of our pets, the joy of our gardens, our forests, the joy of our minerals, the joy of spirit and angels around us, the joy of source within us and source everywhere, and knowing that we are all source. Experience joy. Put a smile on your face. You got an A. You got a 4.0. You're ready to move on. Take that leap of faith. This is Kevin Kelly. I wish you nothing but joy. Smile.